The U.S. has indicated there's unlikely to be any bilateral meeting between Secretary Blinken and his Chinese counterpart, Qin Gang, in India on the sidelines of the G20 foreign ministers meeting. This begins tomorrow. And in fact, Antony Blinken arrives today. The White House also said, as Antony Blinken has left for India, that India is an important global strategic partner.
India is a global strategic partner of ours. We have a wide, broad, deep relationship with India. There will be a lot on the agenda in the bilateral relationship and in the multilateral engagements he takes part in on the margins of the G20. We share a vision with India of a free and open Indo-Pacific, and India is a key partner of ours bilaterally in the context of the Quad as well, other international groupings, even as we've attempted to stitch together some of the partnerships in which India has been a key player.
To what extent China would be discussion in the bilateral talks with India?
Again, I don't want to get ahead of the bilateral talks. We share a number of important interests, a number of important values with our Indian partners, but principally we share a vision of a free and open Indo-Pacific region. There are countries in the region, namely the PRC, that have posed a consistent and in some ways even a systemic challenge to the vision that we share with India of a free and open Indo-Pacific. Without going into specific, those issues will certainly be on the agenda at the G20, but also in the bilateral context.
Well, let's go across to Maha for more. And Maha, so no meeting, no bilateral between Blinken and Qin Gang, but welcome statements made by the White House ahead of Antony Blinken arriving here in India for the G20 foreign ministers meet.
Absolutely. The G20 ministers meeting is going to be extremely crucial because we are already seeing the divide between the West and China and Russia grow further over the Ukraine war, its spillover effects on energy and food security, as well as the fact that now China is also hardening its position, considering that their own issues with the United States don't seem to be settling down anytime soon. We have seen a fallout of that in the finance ministers meeting in Bengaluru, where Russia and China objected to the fact where a reference was made to the Ukraine war, though the grouping did clear the debt restructuring in the outcome document, but they registered their protest over the text and the wording of the Ukraine issue. So clearly in that context, the meeting of the foreign ministers becomes extremely crucial. All eyes were also keenly trained on whether Qin Gang will have a bilateral meeting, possibly with Antony Blinken. The U.S. is ruling that out for the moment, saying that it has not been factored in for the moment, at least, is what they are saying. And this also is important because, Gargi, remember, there was possibly going to be a meeting between Antony Blinken and Qin Gang when Antony Blinken was expected to travel to China, which got called off because of the balloon, the suspected spy balloon incident.